This is Smithy.tv.
Hey, you're back. I'm back. Clifton Joseph's back. We're back with Breaking Down the News. And let's go a little, we were talking soccer a little bit one of our past episodes, but, before, last time we were talking about the big fight.
Yes.
Now, some people believe that mixed martial arts has replaced boxing as the number one.
It's a very violent sport, Kenny. I'm a big boxing fan, but I find mixed martial art.
It is kind of, the only thing missing is like seeing somebody curb stomped. I mean, it's close to a street fight as you'll get without the police being involved.
Absolutely.
But here's something I found interesting on the internet. There's a transgender mixed martial artist named Fallon Fox.
So, sure he's not a porno? There's a mixed martial art and porno? That's a porno
Fallon
name.
Fox is a hell of a porno name.
I'm telling you.
But I don't think when Fallon's parents named Fallon, they thought that Fallon would become a girl later on. But Fallon Fox defeated her opponent, Tamikka Brents. Gee, what race do you think Tamikka might be?
Let me see.
You meet many Caucasian girls named Tamikka?
She might have a cousin named Joanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a cousin named Rachel, but we'll talk about that one later. But anyway, Fallon Fox defeated Tamikka by a TKO in the first round.
First round.
2:17 of the first round. Tamika's eye resulted in damaged orbital bone and required 7 staples and also had a concussion.
Not just stitches, staples.
Had to take it to the office supply to get it fixed. Had to be stapled. So here's the next thing. So first of all, a dumb question. Was it fair? 2 women fighting?
Well, technically speaking, yes. We know we had that problem with that South African runner, right? They said that she was too masculine. There have been a few cases like that. Too much testosterone, something medical, and they had her quarantined for a while. And of course, the whole transgender movement has gotten a lot of positive play over the last little while. So, and it's usually, whichever way it moves.
So if we don't accept this Fallon whooping this woman's ass, then are we transgender phobic?
Yes, I believe so. Because if you is, you is. If you ain't, you ain't. So you can't have it one way and you can't have it the other way. It's got to be one way going in. So this transgendered man turned woman still got that strength, as you were saying.
Still got that upper body strength.
And like to knock 7 stitches in somebody's eye socket and shit, that's a powerful ass blow. So basically, she still has some he in she.
I think he's a punk-ass bitch and should have stayed a man if they want to fight. To me, this is no better than they've let Ike Turner go and whoop up on a woman.
How close is he to the championship now?
There's, what's that one woman mixed martial artist that'll just, finish it off? So I hope he gets to see her. That'd be like Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. Want to give me a battle of the sexes? Then let him step in the ring with that bad girl.
So what are they saying officially though? That okay, he won the fight.
Yeah, won the fight.
Just because the injury is so egregious.
Now they have to change the rules now. Or maybe they have to have a transgender mixed martial arts thing where all the former he's only get to fight former he's.
Yeah, or if they have a gradation, a prorated weight and stuff, a category.
So if you're a natural born man in a woman's category, you can be 112, but the woman can be 160. But I don't know if that's natural born man. But everybody's talking about how Jenner. See, I don't want to call Jenner by the first name or the last name, so I just use the last name. Jenner has done so much for transgender. Do you know who did even more? Jerry Lewis? Jerry Springer, bro.
Oh, Springer. Oh.
Because when you think about it, for the last 10 years, America every day turning 2-3 times a day to hear some brothers say, I was born a man. And it's more acceptable than I think, That's why even in the Jerry Springer crowds before, lesbianism used to have a certain image. Now the woman says she's a lesbian. Now the crowd cheers, we love lesbians. I think Jerry Springer has done more for gays and homosexuals and transgenders than any of these people that are getting magazine covers.
Except for, I think, hip-hop down low performers, because the most I've read about gender over the years, transgender, has been when something comes out that X rapper has been caught with a transgender Facebook model or Instagram model. And it's been around for so long, it seems to me, you know.
It's been so long since Teddy Pendergrass cracked up that car.
Of course, dig. So from Hollywood, the Diary of a Hollywood Street King to Media Takeout to Gossip, all of those, you go through their pages every couple of days. There's always been something about some black rapper entertainer who's got some things. Eddie was on Santa Monica Boulevard at 2:30 in the morning for that sweet Hawaiian, right? Trying to give her a ride, wasn't it?
Because her feet were sore wearing them women's shoes all day. So Eddie tried to give her
So
a lift.
I'm for everybody. I remember the great Robin Harris. One of his lines back in the day, the comic Robin Harris,
Sweet Dick Willie.
Yeah, says you've heard of bisexual. I'm a trisexual. I'll try anything sexual.
Hope you didn't try with baby's kids.
Oh yeah, that show too. Yeah.
So I don't know what we're going to do with this here thing, though. I mean, I don't think the mixed martial arts community can allow a fight like this to go on again.
Well, they come up against the burgeoning status quo
movement
of the transgenderization, because most people now are cool with transgender. We're cool with gays, you're cool with transgender.
But are we cool with a former man beating up I mean, that's not even two women fighting. Call it what you want. It ain't two women fighting.
Well, come on, Kenny. If
I'm intolerant.
The man is a woman. The man went through the process. We accept it.
Okay, the dick and the balls is gone.
The
but
dick
the
is
arm
gone.
It's still like this.
So they just have to come up with something to compensate for the dick gone is X% of a percentage of your manhood.
I guess maybe the
And
testosterone
yeah.
Okay, but unless they fight, unless he has to fight Angela Bassett. You know, I mean, you know, she's got great arms.
Yes, she does.
You know,
very fit for a 56-year-old woman.
I mean, it was credible. She was Tina Turner. Tina was known for her legs, and Angela made it all about the arms. I guess that's similar.
So it's a tough one, Ken. It's a tough one, but I have to weigh on the side of let she be she.
Okay,
she's come a long
now
way.
I'm thinking. Okay, now here's something with that same logic. So now, what if you were really misogynist, man? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about misogynist, so misogynist that you don't even want to have sex with a woman anymore, but you like the idea of hurting them. Mm-hmm. So now you go get your sex changed, right? You pluck your brows and he become a she and step into the ring with just the sole purpose of busting women's eyeballs.
That is the definition of pure evil, Kenny.
Well, I thought about that just looking out at the sky on a Sunday afternoon.
Praise the Lord, somebody.
That's it. I changed my sex so I can go and hurt women. So I don't know. It's just it's one of those things though where you know they say you have to accept it. Mm-hmm. So you're going, well, how much will we accept? You know.
Yes.
So. You know, and just goes to show that as much as our politically correct society wants to say, and everything is everything, and everybody, you know, do your thing. It's still, you can say that as much as you want. It still comes right down to the maker's idea that this a man and this a woman, and the two should not be fighting together.
Well, I think it also highlights the fact that as we get more liberal, so-called, right, we still avoid real crucial discussions on things like sex, sexuality, race. So we go at it sometimes provisionally in little boxes. And sometimes an event, a situation like this MMA fight that comes up where it perplexes us because we haven't worked out the game fully. We haven't done the constitution.
We haven't drawn the box, much less figuring out what happens if somebody draws outside of the line.
Absolutely. So we end up with provisional situations where we say, okay, we're cool with you being transgender, but then, wow, you can't beat up this woman.
If you want to have a parade, that's fine, but you want to be beating people up in the ring, you know, or some people would say, hey, look, she took her chance. She knew it was a transgender person, and she took her chance at her training and her the shape that she was in, that she could hold her own.
Well, look here, too. Here's the thing. I went through it with a friend of mine. She would say, oh, man, boxing is so violent. I said, come on, they got stuff pads on, it's so violent and so on. And finally, I got her into watching boxing regularly and so on. And then, because boxing did some big things where they got off of the TV, regular TV, you got to pay all kind of hundreds of dollars.
They lost the common man.
In the meantime, the wrestlers were all over. You can see them do 3-4 times a night and shit. So slowly, I started to gravitate towards MMA kind of. She's pulling me in now, and hear me. but it's so violent. So the other thing about this situation here is that it's a very violent sport. I mean, it's the only sport I see where blood is regularly, like from like the first half a minute or something.
Oh yeah, and they don't stop because of the cut.
I'm dead. Blood is kicking and so on. I'm saying, hey, these cats worried about AIDS and shit, but pow, and I see fists going and stomping and shit. So that's the other thing then, is that not only can my man get away by being transgendered from he to she, but he can get away with it because the sport allows an extra level of violent, primitive combat between, in this case, he, she, and she.
So if he didn't break this woman's cheekbone or an eye socket, then it really would have been a disappointment for the paid people.
Well, I mean, he's got two things in his favor, so he might have been called a wimp or a pussy.
I mean, do some people
he might have liked that one.
Yes.
You're a pussy, thank you.
And Jenner doesn't have his yet.
Oh,
so, no,
Jenner doesn't have her private parts yet?
No, Jenner got a new name, but still got the old fame.
So it's So what do you do when she flies to the Middle East?
Wait to explain the new era to those people that are in the Middle Ages. Wait to explain that. Well, no, actually, Iran said we don't have any homosexuals, and I said, damn, they thought there'd be some homophobic shit in North America. But apparently, if Scott Thompson, he went over there because he's had some problems and what have you, but he went over there.
And he can't hide his thing at all. He's got.
No, but he told me, he says that's because they pay for a sex change there. Oh. They say, well, this is against everything we believe in. So if you want to, like, you either get your head chopped or your head chopped. So if you want that sex change, we can make it happen. Just so we can say we don't have any homosexuals. You know, that's well, what about transgender? So we will not listen to these infidels. So that's that's a whole. So, but I think, Bruce Jenner ain't going over there. Neither is Caitlyn.
No, but of course, I was thinking though along the other line of there are certain societies where to maintain virginity, they will direct you to the back door.
Yes.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So the back door doesn't mean anything. You could be a veteran in the back door, but you go around to the front and knock on that door.
I knew nice Catholic girls that believed in that theory. And also, I had when I first came to Toronto, I used to work for a mortgage company, and there was an old little old Frenchman from Timmins that was in World War II, and he never lost his virginity till after he married his wife after he got out of the army and all this other stuff. So he went to North Africa and fought, and now they'd scratch his leg and pick out the shrapnel from the Kraut grenade that went off. And I use that expression because if you throw a grenade at a guy, you can call him a Kraut. So. But he was telling me about how things were so, how the people are so filthy and unclean in North Africa. He says, that's why, this is quote now, don't any of you people get upset with me. I'm just repeating what I was told. Yeah. He said that's why the Arab men will go with young boys because they're often cleaner than the women. So, and I was only about 21, 22.
That's a bit diverse for me.
So I'm not sitting there taking this as a gospel, but I'm sure as hell taking this as amusing. And I'm saying, well, if it ain't true, don't mean I'm not going to repeat it because this is too offensive not to.
You have me having to unbutton. Man, because I haven't climatized back to here. I was sweating so much in Trinidad when I got down there. I thought I was sick. Lost about 5 pounds in 2 days.
Thought you had a flu or something?
No, man. The sun, baby. The sun. That sun is hot.
And were you dressed in business attire the whole time?
I was dressed in t-shirts and shorts. T-shirts and shorts, man. Yeah, trunking and shorts, man. So I got back here and I'm doing the same thing, climatizing back here.
Yeah,
and of course,
layers
the hot topics you've picked out to contribute to the heatedness.
I wasn't going to call you in for nothing cold. Well, I would if it was cold-blooded. And once again, getting back to cold-blooded, Clifton says we have to let the she-man, he-man fight in whatever category they are. I say a man hitting a woman is still a pussy-ass coward man. I don't care if he checked his junk in.
He would take that as a compliment.
Well, maybe. Or he'd say, you want to get in the ring with me? I say, I'm not a fighter, but I'll get my girls to handle you. But
Kenny, can I say though, man, I really enjoy my time with you. Anytime I get a chance to hang out with you. And I used to hang out with you and the boys back in the early Yuck Yucks days and so on. And of course, I mean, your sartorial elegance, your style and sophistication, the way you handle yourself. Not to even talk about
this motherfucker don't ask me for a loan.
Can you spot me 1,000?
Yes, the front, as they call it in the life, the front is looking very sharp. But when you pull them pockets inside out, you know he's got 6 more payments on that suit at Sears. That's a Sears sucker suit, because he bought that suit at Sears, sucker.
Sucker.
Anyway, folks, we got to end this episode of Breaking Down the News. Clifton Joseph, what are you doing now? People can check you out doing?
Check me at eglintontv.com. I got the show called the Clifton Joseph Live and Unlive Pop-Up Show featuring the Eglinton Jerk. And that's one of my ego guys, altered guys. I have a
character that you do.
Character called the Eglinton Jerk.
He calls himself a poet, but he is way so much more.
EglintonTV.com, y'all.
All right, and you check us out here at Smitty TV. So I'm Kenny Robinson. This is Breaking Down the News. Stick around because we're going to break some more news down for you.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.